Thank you so much. Merci beaucoup. As you can tell, I do as I'm told, and I thought I had to stand up at the time when my immediate predecessor would sit down, and clearly I failed. Good afternoon, and thank you very much for having me with you. I would like to thank the National Press Club, and especially President Angela Grilling-Keane, for not only inviting me to this prestigious venue, but essentially presenting the outline of what I want to talk to you about now. So it's as if we had prepared that together, which we have not. Now let me first of all, of course, begin by wishing you all a Happy New Year. I guess it's still time to do that, given that we are just exactly halfway through between our Western New Year and the Lunar New Year, which will loom in a few weeks' time. I think it's also appropriate to wish ourselves a Happy New Year, given what I would like to talk to you about, which has to do with the global economy and what we should expect for 2014. Now I'm going to test you numerology skills by asking you to think about the magic 7. Okay? Most of you will know that 7 is quite a number in all sorts of themes, religions, and I'm sure that you can compress numbers. We think about 2014. Alright, I'm just giving you 2014, you drop the 0, 14, 2 times 7. Okay, that's just by way of example, and we're going to carry on. That's just by way of example, and we're going to carry on. So 2014 will be a milestone and hopefully a magic year in many respects. It will mark the 100th anniversary of the First World War back in 1914. It will mark the 70th anniversary, drop the 0, 7, of the Bretton Woods Conference that actually gave birth to the IMF. And it will be the 25th anniversary of the fall of the Berlin Wall. 25th. It will also mark the 7th anniversary of the financial market jitters that quickly turned into the greatest global economic calamity since the Great Depression. The crisis still lingers. Yet, optimism is in the air. We've left the deep freeze behind us, and the horizon looks just a bit brighter. So my hope and my wish for 2014 is that after those 7 miserable years, weak and fragile, we have 7 strong. Now I don't know whether the G7 will have anything to do with it, or whether it will be the G20. I certainly hope that the IMF will have some.
Hi guys, it's the 25th of the 7th or July 2014, and I think today's date as far as numerology and the number 7 is concerned is very unique, because the 25th, if you add them up in numerology or the way she's talking about it, is a number 7, and then the second part of the date is the 7th month, so 0 plus 7 is another 7, and then 2014, 2 plus 0 plus 1 plus 4 is 7. So we have a date today which is unique in itself because it gives us the number 777. Now the other day you might have wondered why I showed you a memorial service firing off 21 rounds, because 3 7s is 21, and it's a 21 gun salute, and it can be used for various amounts of purposes. For instance, I believe the Americans have a 21 gun salute for a new president. They also have one for a leaving president. On the Queen's birthday in the UK, there's a 21 gun salute for that, and it depends on other variables as to whether they add in a further 20 guns for so and so, and you can have as much as a 60 something gun salute, I believe. But today, and the reason for doing this video, is to just bring your awareness to that very specific point that there are the 3 sevens. We know that both those aircrafts, if ever the second one, and I'm not going to go down that road anymore, I think we've spent enough time on that, were both Boeing 777-200s, I believe. So you can see why I'm just bringing it to your awareness today. Let's see what happens. It's 7:29 here in the UK. When I was thinking about doing this video, it was around about 7 minutes past 7, which I thought, it isn't going to be long before it's 7:17, and I thought that would have been a good time to capture with the date below it, but there you go. I just wanted to, in short, bring you to the point that if there is anything likely to happen, then I would have thought it would be today. So, only time will tell. It's early in the morning, and we'll see. I mean, I'm a big fan, anyhow, of numerology. I mean, the universal equation that I brought to you, which tells you, in not too many ways, that if this is a mathematical universe, and if there is a binary code of 9s and 0s, then you've got to ask yourself one thing, and you've got to ask yourself then, well, is this universe creating on a numbering system? And it certainly looks like that using that equation. If I put a number that represents anything, as I've talked to you guys before about, and I can put that through the universal equation where I rearrange the numbers and then add them up, and I always get a 9, and the only other way I can add them numbers up is by a 0. There are unique numbers such as 2002. If I put 2002 and then reverse that number, I get 2002 either way. So that, if you take the number from the second number, that one number, 2002, take away 2002, you're going to end up with a 0. We went into fractals, and remember that very mathematical pattern that kept reproducing itself, the Mandelbrot equation, which give us the Mandelbrot patterns. But I just think it's very coincidental today, and I thought it's well worth mentioning that the day, the month, and the year all equate to a 7. So we've got a 777, which, in my view, I believe, is the elite's 21 gun salute when they do something. You might find other numerology methods that link to various other dates. I've not really checked 9/11, but I wouldn't be surprised that if there was something there with that as well. What else did I want to talk to you about? Oh yeah, putting the universal equation on the side, and that's very important. I just want to make one point with that as well, that if this universal conscious, or this universe, is creating in a pattern or a binary system of 9s and 0s, which I think I've made a very strong case to do so, if it's doing it intelligently, then we've got to know one thing clear about what our universe is. It can only be conscious if it is, working in a mathematical way. It's a level of intelligence to do so. So, we've got an intelligent universe. It is conscious, and it is working in a manner of fractals, and the universal equation is a mathematical flow of creating. I'll probably not make, as I always do, I always make a right mess of explaining this to people. It's never easy to do so, but people always accuse me of, look, you're doing spirituality, you're using numerology, and you're trying to also use the standard in scientific exploratory, when you're looking into these things, and you can't use them all. You've either got to be science or come through a religious way. But I think if you're looking for things, then you will simply not just sweep them under the rug if you're searching for things. But I'm not the only one. I'm not the only scientist. There are even very famous scientists that you can look up that was behind closed doors on evenings going through religious texts to see if they could in some way decode the Bible. Isaac Newton was one of them. And you can see some of his manuscripts, and what I couldn't believe is that he had actually come he was studying at one point the flower of life pattern, because it's a very interesting pattern. I think it's a very important pattern. It says a lot about what our ancient cultures knew about this pattern, and spirituality as well. And I think there was a lot more spiritually richer than ourselves. But there you go, guys. I'm not going to rattle on pointlessly. Just wanted to bring to your attention today that it is a 777 date. It probably, if something does occur today, it probably be in the manner of a 21 gun salute. And let's just wait and see what happens. Maybe nothing will happen. Oh, the only other thing is that I've been seeing a lot of 144s. I've always seen that, and I couldn't believe where I seen it yesterday. It was in a film that my mum brought round. She comes over to visit on a Thursday, and she brought a video with her, and I think it's called Do You Think They See Us Now or something. It's about the 4 horsemen. They're magicians in this film, and they take what's his name, that actor. Anyhow, they take his money off him, but on the cheque is 144 million. And I just thought that was very odd, that number that means so much to me in any case, through Bible studies and things like that, and as also numerology. 1 + 4 + 4 is 9, and the 9 is part of the universal equation, and much more. But I just found that very coincidental that came up, and also the fact that it talks about the 4 horsemen, because some people will know, if they are keen studiers of the Bible, they will know that there is a mention in there of those. So guys, I'm not going to rattle on, although I feel I have done. I will try to end this video here. Guys, just keep your eyes open today, because if there is something with these New World Orderists and elitists, then I don't think they're going to pass up on an opportunity as great as this one that presents itself today. Remember, 2 + 5 is 7, that's the 25th. 0 + 7 is the month, the 7th. And 2 + 0 + 1 + 4 is also the year that which we're in, and it is also a number that makes up a 7. There's no need to go round the bush like she did. Just drop the 0. 2 7s are 14. 2 times 14. There's no need to do it. 2014 is a 7 in its own right, and today you've got 3 7s, a 777 or a 21 gun salute. I'm going to leave it there, guys, and we'll be back later on today, and we'll see if anything occurred in the day. Bye for now.